Hello. Guys, if you are standing at one of the high chairs, I'd appreciate it if you can all come grab a seat. We have had an amazing panel thanks to our panelists, Mel, Agrum. We had Praveen and Fred. Thanks for joining us. And we are going to talk about the money. That's why most of us are here, right? And these two guys here have a lot of money. So hopefully that will pull the crowd in. All right, let's go. Let's talk things about Web3. Let's talk about how can we make money in Web3, and more importantly, how do you raise money to make money in Web3? Before we get started, I am Sonia. I am your moderator for this particular panel. I am the founder of Orbis 86. We are a cross-chain gaming platform. At the same time, we are also focused on onboarding, so you will see a bunch of small community events being hosted by us. I have the pleasure of getting Naval and Sonny joining me here on stage. Sonny and Naval, they are partners at Leo Ventures, but more importantly, they are very well plugged in into the Dubai Web3 investment landscape. So I can't wait to dive into the conversation with both of you. Before we do that, Sonny, I'm going to start with you because, as they say, ladies first. Would you please go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience here?
Hi, thank you, Sonia, for that lovely introduction about money, and I totally agree with you and your vision about that. I'm sure everybody over here agreed to that as well. That's why you guys are here. So, jokes apart, I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Anim Bahanti. I'm one of the partners of Leo Ventures. Leo Ventures is an early stage venture capital fund with operations out of Singapore, and we invest into startups in geographies like Southeast Asia, Middle East, India, and Europe as well. And I'm very excited to be, space today. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining us, Sonny. Naval?
Thank you, Sonia, for giving me the opportunity. Myself, Naval Kishore, co-founder of Nordec, the blockchain company, payment side. We are basically focused on tech, deep tech, AI, and please is the key point this time in the Web3 space. And investment is very different from the traditional investment. So now we continue about next investment and all.
Thank you, Naval. Okay, when did the last Bitcoin happen? Bitcoin halving happen? Somebody in the audience has to be paying attention.
21 hours ago.
It just happened on 19th, right? Early morning hours on 19th. Early morning for us in Dubai, I guess. When is the next Bitcoin halving going to happen, guys? I have just, Taco, you're banned from answering, and you know all the answers. Somebody in the back, when is the next Bitcoin halving going to happen? No, you're close. I thought he said 5, yes. Next 4 years. All right, well, whenever a halving event happens, though, what we typically see is the onset of a bull market, right? And just before us, even on the gaming panel, we know that Fred, Praveen, they were also talking about how investments are rising. Now, between 21, 22, and 23, unfortunately, we saw a drastic drop in the number of Web3 investments globally, but the global investment market has also gone down. However, the global investment market was maybe down by 30-40%, but the Web3 investment market, because investors typically invest in trends, the Web3 investment market was down by 80%. With Leo Ventures investing in Web3, I would love to ask you that what is your narrative for 2024 and 25, and what are some of the key trends, especially in Web3, that you would be looking to invest in? Sonny?
Yeah, I think that's a great question and a great start talking about Bitcoin halving, which happens every 4 years, and we have seen that with that, I think obviously the prices go up, not only Bitcoin but other private coins and altcoins as well. In terms of Leo Ventures investment thesis, we are kind of very focused on a very narrow narrative. We focus on payments. Mostly our top focus area is in the payment space because payments touches all our lives, right? And we have seen that there were some pain points in that area that we could, like one of the portfolio company could resolve. So that's why our main focus area has been payments, right? After that, infrastructure. Obviously, everybody needs an infrastructure to build on dApps and everything. So that's our second focus. Gamification, obviously. Meme coins, obviously, I just wanted to mention as well. I think meme coins are not seasonal. I mean, they are seasonal actually, but they also bring a lot of traffic to any blockchain, right? Number of transactions, because obviously there's a lot of FOMO effect that meme coins can create around it. And
bonkers.
Yeah, exactly. So even though our focus area is not that, but still we would like to not ignore them as well as the market trend. We would like to follow the market trend as well. But our main focus areas, I would say, payments, infrastructure. Web3 banking, is something that we've seen a lot of traction. There are a lot of demand there in that space. So hence our focus has been there. And trends, I would say in the next, I think deep in like decentralized, physical, grid computing, artificial intelligence, especially in the identity space is these are the areas that I've seen a lot of builders around that, in that use cases. So I think this is going to set a trend for the next 2, 3 or couple of years, in my opinion.
Thanks, Sonia. I do agree with you. Obviously, the AI narrative is hard to ignore. Is there anyone in this room who doesn't know ChatGPT? All right, see, that is the thing, right? Like everybody knows ChatGPT. Anybody else who works with Llama, with any of the other open source models? Taku knows everything. Well, the current narrative is obviously being, led by AI, but it is hard to ignore the fact that despite 2 centuries of building financial infrastructure, finance is still a pain point globally. Even today, remittances, cross-border payments are a pain point. It takes people 3 days to even a week to get their payments across between countries. And more importantly, a lot of the times these payments fail, it's hard to track them. And there are at least 6 middlemen involved in any remittance transaction, and each person is getting a cut of it. So my question to you, Naval, is with your fund's focus on finance, and also you have, you're also part of Nordic. Nordic also focuses on financial products. I would like to ask you that in 24 and 25, what kind of products do you see that will make decentralized finance more mainstream?
See, I believe this time the finance little bit more upgradable level, because all traditional banking, they also jump into Web3 decentralized space. Very big example in front of us, the SC Ventures, the Standard Charter, that's not new. Everybody know the history of more than 100 years. This Standard Charter, they now become one of the strongest venture capitalist fund. Even they have very big financial institution and big corporates and also retails, very big space, but they also don't want to lose this space, and they know how much potential have in this space. That's why that kind of big corporate banks, private banks, and also some national banks being a part of Web3 venture capitalist area. And I believe 2020-2024, this the year to transform the industry in different level, because just one of our audience told to us this halving happened just 22 hours before, I think, not even completed. Yeah, whatever. Two day before happened that halving, and now the basically Web3 industry will really change the way to use technology and way to use the finance. And I think most of the area, the payment is the main player of decentralized investment, and the Web3 investment. This is the, I think all the industry run only because of they need the payment is the key, and payment is the pulse of the business. And that's why as a Leo Ventures we choose the payment focused. And I believe this in crypto and Web3 decentralized, they merge together, Web3 and Web2. Without Web2 we cannot impact in daily life and daily life businesses. So now both are become a very important role together, Web2 and Web3. That's why all the Web2 VCs and Web3 VC together working in the new brand name by collaboration model. So many VC, they are before as a competitor, but now they are collaborating together. Some are in US, some are in UK, some are in Asia Pacific, but they working together and collaborating the finance and solving the issue. So as Nordic, what about you talking about Sonia, like point we focused as a Nordic in payment side. So why I talking about Nordic? Because we have Web3 bank. So very big example for all the users, all the venture capitalists and the industry key leaders. We are the first mover blockchain company who bring the Web3 bank, and same time that is one third party off ramping or third party any package. And I believe this market will grow minimum.
Rajesh, you have no meme coins. Naval, you have to teach him. Out here in the audience.
To answer the question yourself, like looking at the legacy and the background of the meme coins, they can be very seasonal depending. That's the hype creates meme coins, right? On a serious note, if I was not.
Sorry, we're just trying to figure out where the buzz is coming from.
So if you launch a meme coin, because everybody likes the idea of if I'm not wearing that VC hat as an individual, yes, why not? Put in some bucks, right? But if you're coming industry, how conservative they are, So Web3 VC, I would say, is a spin-off of the traditional VC. Still the mindset exists, right? You have Web3 VCs who are investing in tokens and also in equity, right? That doesn't go away. The equity doesn't go away. Obviously, the VC. And do they trust the meme coins? My answer would be no, right? My answer would be no, because they see is that it as a speculative sort of asset class, but it's not for them, it's for the masses. So as I said, meme coin is for building communities, and in terms of it's more for the retail and then the institutional VCs. Yeah.
Naval, I would pass this question on to you just as a follow-through. 2 of the top 10 tokens are actually meme coins, right? Like Shiba Inu and Doge today are in the top 10 cryptocurrency tokens by market cap.
Yes.
So do you think that when the narrative changes and the meme coins become the top 2 out of 10 coins, do venture capitalists start looking at it differently?
I have two perspectives in terms of investment side as a venture capitalist for meme coin. Early these days, inside in conference room, we talked some speakers talking about the bitcoins to 2012 or 2000. Of course, 100% I agree. And then after that become a strong holders, even though, and now Bitcoin is a asset class and a financial instrument for the banks and big blue chip companies. They invested and they holdings. Same like we cannot ignore the meme coins and even the I don't promoting some big company's name, but I taking example by name. Solana build their meme coins. Why? Because the engaging community, popularity, and transactions both. Same time, I have something, some information I get as a Nordic. Some of biggest characters in the gaming industry. Maybe we know the character name in our home. The kids are playing the game. Maybe you heard your family. Maybe your kids are also playing the Kuromi. Some developer, someone build a Kuromi coin in Nordic blockchain, and I think this can bring the buzz in the market and attract so many new users and bring the value in terms of gamifications, also transactions and more attraction together because the decentralized finance working together. That's why this industry, I think meme coin have very big role in crypto because of the engagement and opportunity both at the same time. So I am 100% supporting the meme coins, but not a end user or investors, but a key industry leaders. This is the good instrument to create a good impact into the crypto industry users.
I loved, by the way, just a quick audience trivia. Which was the first transaction on Bitcoin? Bitcoin was used to buy something, not the first transaction, but what was the first retail use of Bitcoin? And Taco is banned from questions. Right, sorry, you're on the panel. Anyone in the audience? Igor? Yeah, pizza. Somebody in New York bought 2 large pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoin. 10,000 Bitcoin, can you imagine it? But that transaction was extremely valuable because it proved a point. It proved that Bitcoin had inherent monetary value and it can compete with the fiat currencies. So of course, a lot of the times people are like, oh my God, 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas? But that first transaction was actually a real world transaction that was a milestone, right? And that's why when you spoke about it, I was thinking that today 10,000 Doge or Shiba Inu will get me more than 2 large pizzas, right? We have come a long way in just a decade's time. Sony.
So yeah, Bitcoin is now a legal tender in one of the countries. I can't remember the name.
El Salvador.
Yeah. So it's like fiat, right?
So it is the national currency of El Salvador.
Yeah, exactly. Coming to meme coins, but if the meme coins is backed by, it's a meme coin of an existing gaming project, for instance, right? It's an established gaming project, then yes, why not? I mean, obviously, that would be interesting, perspective to look at, right? Just opposed to just a meme coin out of nothing and hype. You understand what I mean? That's the difference, I would say, that makes investor think to invest into meme coins.
Is it backed by substance or is it pure hype and will it die away? Okay, now for the last 2 minutes that we have, what I would love for you to talk about, especially since we have come out of a bear market and everybody's acting like, oh, the bear was long gone and just 3-4 months back we were in a bear market. Now we're looking at the bull market, we're looking at a new narrative, we're looking at more funds being deployed, more capital being deployed. I would love for the two of you to talk about one recent win, right? Like a recent win that you guys invested in. It doesn't even have to be a win, it can be one of the recent companies that you invested in. And perhaps you can tell us why you invested in that company. So as founders, as builders in the space, we understand how are investors, Web3 investors, evaluating companies with their 2024 lenses on?
Very good question. I would say that even though we are sort of a Web3 VC fund, we believe also into looking into Web2 projects, especially in the fintech space. So our recent investment was into a Web2 project per se. It's not fully Web3. Which obviously they are, see what was interesting about them was was that they are a wealth management platform, like a traditional wealth management platform. So this company is based out of Singapore and they're doing very good, and they're, I mean, big investors sitting in the cap tables, but their value proposition is very interesting. They want to embrace blockchain, move into Web3 and get all the transactions onto the blockchain, right? So that was the value proposition that, really sort of made me interested to explore that project. And that's something that we invested into finally after doing proper due diligence. And to be honest, I mean, the cap table looks very healthy. You can't just, seclude yourself from not investing into that project. And this project is also expanding into Dubai and the MENA region as well. So so that is the recent investment that we made. I mean, we are not, as I said, we are agnostic in terms of tech. Even though we are Web3, we would also like to see if Web2 projects are going to integrate their use case into blockchain as a technology or powered by blockchain, then why not? Or that would be also an area of interest for us.
Nice. Thanks about that insight. I think, again, Web2 games, not just games, I was getting to games. So Web2 applications, including games, when they come on chain and they start leveraging on-chain prowess, whatever it is, right? Whether it is a loyalty system, whether, as you said, it's tokenization of any kind of asset class, right? It's hard to ignore that. So that's good to know. Finally, I know our time's up. I would love for both of you to actually leave our audience with a piece of advice, right? There are builders in the room. By the way, guys, Leo Ventures is actively deploying capital. There are other VCs also in the room that I know are deploying capital. I see Aryan there from Autograph VC, and he's a retail investor and institutional investor as well. So make sure that you grab a hold of these venture capitalists if you're a builder and looking to raise some funds, right? Taco, for sure. With that being said, perhaps Naval, you can start, but I would love for you to just close 30 seconds. What kind of companies are you investing in, or any kind of call to action for the builders in the audience?
I remind you again, like the payment is my interesting part, and I believe this whole economy, whole business, even ourselves, without payment we cannot solve our own problems also. So the best part is the payment side, payment and any kind of industry that solve the financial issue. So there is more scope, and I've seen so many projects, they developed the payment, but also they integrating the more gamification side, like reward structure, and attracting new community, and making it a super app, not only the payments app. So they have a lot of different kind of wings of making money. Not only that transactions charges or the fees structure, there have 6-7 new way to make money from the same products. So this kind of interesting product we looking for the investment side, and also the individual who want to invest in some company, I'm requesting to them to add in your portfolio some VC company, because VC company have the structure how can be filterized the investment, which kind of things need to be check and balance, and also the legal formations to need to invest in a legal manner and right manners. One of the biggest examples, I think last week Abu Dhabi approved one of the first Web3 venture capitalist license issued from the this Abu Dhabi capital market, this Colony Ventures. So I think this market just started now. So if individual as an angel investor or as a individual investors, you working in this space, better to collaborate with the venture capitalist fund yourself as a lead investor or as a LP or as a GP. There is a more scope as a brand wise, credibility wise, and check and balance, and so many things need to be like in a professional way. This is from my side. Thank you.
Sonny?
So my key takeaways for founders who are and don't hop in and hop out of blockchains. If there is no reason for you to become multi-chain, don't do it just for the sake of grants, right? Just be serious about the projects that you're building. Spend time building what you're building. Try to scale it up, bootstrap also, and obviously eventually an investor will definitely see the potential and you'll be invested in, right? Just you have to be serious and stick around. That's my advice to the founders. And in terms of investors, I think we are living in a very open, collaborative world. No more this investor doesn't want to share the deal flows with other investors. We now are collaborating with other VCs, investors, and syndicating deals together. So let's just keep doing that.
Let's keep making money.
Yes, together.
Let's make money together. That's one of the key narratives of Web3, guys, that we are in this together, right? And it is not a sinking ship, so that is definitely a plus side. We are going to see the rise of community. We are in an era where no one is focused on growing just as an individual. The narrative has shifted from corporations to collaborations, right? And that is key to the growth of Web3. But together, we can do so much. Alone, we can do so little. Right? It's a famous Helen Keller quote, the woman who achieved so much despite a lot of things holding her back. So imagine if a person like that could do so much, what we as a collective could achieve. Again, thanks to the lovely audience here who paid attention. And as I said, if you are looking for the money, go and talk to these honeys. I don't know if that rhymed, but thank you again, everyone, and a huge round of applause for our panelists.